Hi to all. Today I want to show a practice that help you to think during the sketch. In this practice, I'm going to start with a simple shape. Then we will continue on it. And we can design anything. It could be an interior or exterior or whatever comes to our mind. I started with a flat face. You can see it looks like a facade or a section. It could be both of them. And in next step, I have to choose a vanishing point or maybe two. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. It could be anything. Or you can continue a little bit on a flat part. You can continue designing. Maybe I can give a thickness to it, or I can add any kind of lines on it. It's a way of thinking. You can add something randomly. It doesn't matter. Just whatever we are doing it shows up next step. I picked a vanishing point, and in continue I will connect the corners into that point. You don't need to draw all the line. Just the first part is enough for us. And then we can repeat the section or what we drew before to complete the shape. Like this. This could be like a balcony with a balustrade, and this is showing maybe a wall under this shape. And I can continue with another shape. It could be similar or something else. I want to continue with something similar. We have two rooms like each other. Again, I use same vanishing point. During the drawing, I'm thinking for next step. Just I'm thinking about the combination, and I don't think about the subject. Right now I don't have any subject in my mind. It could be anything. Let's add another wall here, maybe some stairs. If you make mistakes in perspective, don't bother yourself. What is important here, it's your sketch, not the perspective. Again, I'm using same vanishing point to draw some stairs. You can see how I'm using that point. Here we have three kind of lines. One series are going to vanishing point, one series of vertical lines, and the other one, the last one, is horizontal lines. With some hatches we can show a bit texture. We can continue with framing the windows. In one side we can have a shader like this. It could be wooden or anything. Could be show a shadow. the shadow could be fake. You don't need to hatch everywhere. Just this is helping us to emphasize on our shapes. For drawing texture stone, you can start with few random rectangles, draw it so quickly, then you can fill between them with different size of rectangles. Then you can add some black part, make some parts darker. Maybe you can draw some hatches on it like this. Again, no need to add lots of details. With this hatch, I can show glass. I guess I can continue designing this way, maybe another shape like this in another direction. And I think I can leave a gap between them, and I can show that gap with a darker hatch. I can add a wall. This is good. This could be a column here. You can make all the faces looking down darker. It's helping for showing shadows. Also, these hatches are following vanishing points. Again, I can stop this sketch and I can start another one with same shape, again as I told. And this time we can follow another path. I picked a vanishing point. The position is different, so it's helped me to make something new. I can draw some random opening on it, like this windows. Maybe we can add another one. I can divide the mass into two parts, lower part and upper part, to having two different kind of texture. Upper part could be wooden, lower part could be stone, or upper part could be concrete, lower part could be something else. Different kind of concrete with different texture. Again, I'm making faces looking down darker. Again, I can repeat this shape, this time in same level. Maybe we can have an opening between them, like this. In this method, we can discover new ideas. We can play with them. Before starting this, you can search on internet to find some references. It's really helpful. And you can go over them and play with the details. First, it's hard to start designing like this without any subject, without any thing in your mind, but after a while it became easy and it's really helpful. You can do it in your free time. Mostly I'm using this method during meeting while I'm listening. Also at the same time I'm drawing something. Sometimes it's related to a project, what I'm working on it. Sometimes there isn't any subject like this. This building could be on a topographic site, and we can have some stairs, or behind these two we can have more buildings like this, maybe upper or lower. I can make this part darker to show a gap between them. Okay, let's draw another two at the back, again with the same vanishing point. There's a stairs there. You can see how I'm drawing stairs without perspective. There are just few lines. While I'm going forward, I'm drawing them bigger. For drawing stone's texture on this wall, I have to follow the vanishing point. You don't need to fill all over the wall, just part of it is enough. Stones and plants are really helpful. You can use them in your design. You can so that how I design two different things with same shape. Somehow they could be related to each other, or they could be completely different. I will follow with drawing more stones. You can try one language several times to find new things in it, or find details in it. So don't worry about repeating something several times. We have lots of video about drawing plants. Transparent trees are really helpful for drawing in front of the building. It's not covering the building. Then we can show some textures with some hatches. Use hatches for showing textures first, then you can add more hatches to showing shadows. But at the first, use them for showing textures. For showing grasses like this. Just you need to repeat this small tiny line several times in lots of layers. Some parts could be darker, leave some parts lighter. You need to use different size, taller, smaller. I can continue with some details on those buildings. Those are not important. Some darker points can help me to show more depth in my perspective. Also, you can use these very light hatches. We have different kind of layers in the perspective: background, middle ground, and foreground. You have to pay attention to all of them, like landscape in foreground. It doesn't matter what you're drawing here, just it's important to drawing something. By the time you can if you pay attention to what you're drawing for the landscape, it's became much more easier to design the landscape in the same time. This is giving better atmosphere to your perspective, and if you design the landscape in the same time, you can find some ideas about the landscape. I think even in 3D, designing both of them and pay attention to both of them, it's very important. Mostly the landscape, it's a weakness in architecture. Most of the students don't pay attention to design landscape. Mostly they pay attention to the building, and they don't find a chance to design it very well. I want to continue the other one. Maybe I can add a pool here in front of the building. Again, the same vanishing point. You can see it's just for each side I draw 2 lines, and you can see I didn't pay attention to the corners too much. There are 2 kind of lines I'm using in the reflection: horizontal and vertical, nothing more. It's showing water better. Okay, let's continue on this one. Maybe some trees behind all the things. I can continue with some random shapes. I can make them darker, or I can leave it blank like this. You can add some branches under it, or above it, or on it. Why I'm jumping from this sketch to another? It's helping me to finding new ideas for the other one. While I'm working on this one, something comes to my mind for the other one. And while I'm working on the other one, I can find something for this one. So you don't need to finish something at once. You can go for something else, and you can come back to continue the details. This is help me to sketch much more faster. So most of the time I'm drawing couple sketch in same time. Okay, I can add some grasses also here. I'm starting with a horizontal layer, and I can repeat it a little bit up and down as I'm at different size. Some parts could be darker, some parts could be lighter. Just repeated the layers above each other. Okay, I can start with some coloring. I picked this yellow accidentally. I can use it for sky. Just pick a direction like this. Don't worry about your lines. You can keep your lines even it's looking much more professional. Just even you can change your direction, it doesn't matter. Just next to the building, it could be darker, and you can have an invisible frame to limit the sky. Again, next to the building, I can make it darker. In colored pencil, always it's good to use 2 or 3 different color above each other. You can mix them. Here in the sky, later I will use orange or pink or red. Let's see what's going on. I can use same color for windows. You don't need to color all the window, just one corner or part of it, it's enough. As you can see, I can mix it with green, and this is first layer of green. Of course, I'm using another one above it. Okay. You can see some parts could be darker, some parts could be lighter. You can use it very light everywhere. This kind of rendering, it's quite fast. I'm not using any color for the building, just I'm using some color for greens and sky, and It's enough. For the new color, as you can see, you don't need to cover the previous color. This is something new. Okay, in some parts you can mix it with the old one. Okay, let's continue with the sky. You can see I'm mixing the yellow with orange in the lower part. And that's enough. I can have a bit on the windows, or maybe I can mix it a bit on the grasses. Just do it very fast. I'm using this kind of coloring just for myself. Sometimes I'm using this in my presentation. Sometimes, most of the times, I'm not using them. Just it's helping me in my design level. I can design much more faster. Most of the time I'm using SketchUp to making 3D model, and most of the times I'm starting from scratch there just before starting modeling in on SketchUp. I'm drawing several sketches that help me to design much more faster than normal in SketchUp in modeling, because I have lots of idea ready in my mind. Okay, we can continue with blue. In this one, you can saw that in this version of sky, this is not as tall as the other one. This is mostly it's a horizontal line, horizontal sky, and it's much more faster. Again, around the building could be darker. If you want to make a smooth color some parts, you have to use different direction. It's better to leave top of the building out of the sky. Sorry, it's really hard to talking while you're thinking and while you're drawing something. Again, I can use same color on the windows, and it's just my first color. I can use another tone of blue or pink or red on it. You can test it in another page, mixing the color. All of them are became good. Again, you don't need to cover previous color. Again, try to use it so fast. Instead of this green, I can choose any kind of colors for planting. It doesn't matter, but for the trees, you can use directly colors. You don't need to draw trees with fine liners before, and it's much more faster. For drawing trees, for practice, you can use some real images. After maybe copy 5 or 10 trees from a reference, from real plants, you can use your imagination. Again, you can mix several tones of colors. Here, as I want to do it very fast, I'm using 2, but most of the times I'm using 3 or 4 colors above each other. You can shake your hands for drawing the branches. It's really helpful. Just few lines is enough. You don't need to draw all the tree with fine liners. When I can leave it without this line, or you can add some lines on it. In next section, we will continue with same shape. Maybe we can draw something new with them. Let's see. Maybe an interior, or maybe different kind of perspective, or just I want to show that the possibilities. It's up to you. It's a practice, and what you pick for start. It could be anything. Even if you don't have anything in your mind, you can use alphabets for as a main shape for starting this practice, or it could be anything. You can use in continue. You can mix it with anything. You can cut it. You can separate it into 2 parts, or you can mix it with something new. It's up to you. It's just a practice to training your brain. Thank you for having me. Thank you for supporting our channel. Have a nice day. See you again. Bye bye.